So, we're playing WoW and talking about it. So, I am doing Dun da Duns, and with that, we're going to talk about what was the first role that you played, and what is the role that you play now in WoW. So, in the very beginning of WoW, back in the old days of what we call vanilla WoW, I for whatever dumb reason, thought it was ideal to play as a healer. I don't know what fantasy I was going for. I was role playing in like AOL chats, and like one of the characters that I role played in a text based world was a healing character. So maybe my young self was like, "Oh, I want to be just like my character I used to role play," and maybe that's why I decided. I can't tell you for the life of me why I decided my first World of Warcraft character was going to be a Night Elf Holy Priest on a PvP server, because you best believe I got ganked by the Horde on a regular occasion. But I liked healing, and that was the role that I played. I liked being a healer, so I stayed healing. And in that, I healed. I can't say I was great. I don't think anyone was great really back in vanilla. None of us knew what we were doing. We were just, playing this game with a prayer and Jesus and hoping for the best. But no, I will admit to I was a shitter of a healer. And by shitter, I literally was like, I had this big thing about if I drew threat, I was out. I'd be like, if I get aggro, I'm gonna bubble out of here. I literally would bubble myself, run my butt out of the instance, leave the party, and didn't care if the party died. Like, I was such a little shit. Like, I was such a little shit. And like, looking back now, I'm like, man, I deserve bad healers. So I did that for quite some time, and I really didn't have any interest. Like, I did play other characters, like I would off tank sometimes, but I really, like, healing was it. And then the Burning Crusade was announced, and a whole new life entered me, because now shamans were available to the Alliance, and I was curious at playing a shaman. I didn't like Horde. My brother played Horde, so I had to, naturally I had to play the Alliance to beat him up. So, um, when Draenei came out and Burning Crusade came out, I started playing Shaman, and I didn't really get Shaman healing, but I really enjoyed playing Elemental Shaman. And then I would PvP as enhancement, and that's really when I got into the peak of raiding and doing PvP. That's where a lot of my content came from days. So I really enjoyed being a spellcaster for a change. Throwing spells, shooting lightning out of my hands. I felt like a god. And that was fun. That was fun for me. So then I swapped to DPS, and I stayed DPS for a very long time. Now, I would still continue to off tank and do all that good stuff, but my fun still lied in it lied in ultimately it lied in doing DPS. So I swapped over to DPS then, because I got really into raiding, I got really into PvP, and I did not enjoy healing PvP or healing and raiding. So I was like, not doing that. Let's find something else for me to do. So that's when I became DPS, and there I stayed DPS for a very long time. Now I'm over here DPSing, and I DPSed all in TBC, all in Wrath of the Lich King, and then right around before Cataclysm came out. Yes, right before Cataclysm came out, my life fell apart, so I was no longer able to play World of Warcraft, so I did not play in Cataclysm, just to give a timeline of how long it was until I returned back to WoW. In the middle of Legion is when I returned back to WoW. And when I returned back to WoW, I returned back as a hunter. So I was DPS once again. Because I feel like if you're jumping into this game, healing and tanking is not the first thing you should jump into in World of Warcraft. Starting off with DPS is a pretty safe, like, space until you get comfortable playing the game. So I jumped back into Hunter, and I feel like Hunter is a pretty easy class to play of the DPS classes. And probably Warrior too, but I absolutely despise Warrior. So I wasn't going to do that. So I jumped back into WoW playing DPS. I was a hunter and I did every role of hunter. I did it all in Legion. I did it all in BFA. BFA is when the survival warrior like badassery came in and I was like, yes, I get to be a survival hunter and get to so I really enjoyed playing Survival Hunter and BFA, and then it was really good in Shadowlands. But the problem with Shadowlands was Shadowlands. There was a lot going on at the game at the time that also prevented Shadowlands from being what it could have been. You first had the epidemic, COVID was running rampant, and of course, with COVID running rampant, the devs had to work from home, and, we weren't getting frequent updates, so it really, like we were struggling there, and then it was hella grindy. It was so grindy, like, people just did not enjoy World of Warcraft as a game. There was a lot of bad systems and all that stuff. And then you also had the lawsuit they were enduring, and it just really did not allow for the game to get the love that it needed. And because of that, you had a lot of people leave World of Warcraft. And if you're DPS, you stay in queue for quite some time. Quite a lot of time, actually. And with that said, I was tired of being in queues all the time. So, I was in queues all the time, and because of that, I was very tired of that. So, I had done off-tanking back in the day with a paladin. So, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna roll a paladin. And, I'm gonna play that. So I created a paladin in Dragonflight, and I went to tanking because I was tired of being in queues. I remember at the end of Shadowlands, I will not forget this, queued for a mythic dungeon. Just like, well, it was a regular dungeon, wasn't mythic. I did not do mythics at the end of season 3 of Shadowlands. But, I remember I was in a regular weekly dungeon queue, and I was in that queue for 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I was like, I am swapping to tanking because I didn't feel like healing. So, I rolled a paladin in the beginning of Dragonflight, and then I swapped over to tanking, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It was so much fun. I'd be running around in the Naran Plains, like, throwing my shield, picking up, like, 9 million mobs. They're all punching, beating me up, and I'm like, ha, ha, ha! You cannot take me down! And it was a lot of fun. What stopped me from tanking was the World of Warcraft community, but I still tank for friends here and there. So my role at the beginning of my World of Warcraft journey was a healer because I was dumb and didn't know any better. And now my role is, while I am ultimately more DPS on my paladin, I will still tank. So I say I'm a switch. I'm both a tank and a DPS, but my passion still lies in tanking. It's just the WoW community has not made tanking a very friendly place, and it doesn't also help that the current climate for tanking is what Blizzard's changing and tweaking and nerfing and all of this. It doesn't really incentivize me to return. So I'm going to be a happy DPS until tanking gets fixed, or until I feel like just ripping the band-aid off and returning to tanking. So, my question ultimately to you is basically the whole rant that you saw me while I was playing World of Warcraft, roaming around and stuff like that. My question to you is, when you first started playing World of Warcraft, what was the role that you played? Were you a tank? Were you a healer? Or were you DPS? And today, like literally in 2026, are you still that same role, or are you now playing a different role? And if so, share why. I'm curious to why you picked the role that you decided to play in World of Warcraft. Hey, and if you're someone that plays everything, which I used to do that, I used to want to be someone that was everything, but I do not enjoy healing at all right now in World of Warcraft, so I don't think I'm ever going to be a healer. And plus, I need the assistance of add-ons because I have disabled hands, and it's really hard for me to, like, play with all the keys, so being able to click stuff, that's unfortunately the downfall for me. So without the assistance of add-ons in a M plus or rating setting, I can't really heal. So healing is not an option for me right now. Plus, I don't really enjoy the healing classes, so that's a whole other issue too. So I'm in the Ret and well, yeah, Ret. Yeah, definitely. I'm a Ret Paladin, so I'm in the DPS world, but I enjoy tanking. Tanking is where I really enjoy my time as a Paladin. So my question to you is basically explaining, like, why are you the role that you are? Do you enjoy it? Is it something your friends make you do? Is it something your guild makes you do? Because trust me, I've had guilds approach me going like, you're a healing person, you can heal on your class too, you're gonna heal. And it's like, no, I ain't. So comment down below why you are the role that you are. What did you start off as, and what are you currently as? Because I'd like to know, honestly. I like to hear back from my fans, and I like to conversate. I comment to every post that is commented to me, unless you're nasty. If you're nasty in the comments, I'm not going to respond to you. But if you generally answer the question, I will respond to you. So, comment down below what you started as, what you are today, and why are you the roles that you are. Thanks for watching. Hi everyone there, Clary Cuddles here. Bang in the face, can't see my face, but hey everyone, it's me, Clary Cuddles. If you like the content that you just saw, and you want to continue to see more content that I create, then make sure you trickle down into the About section, and you will see my social medias where you can follow me, because I don't just do YouTube content, I also create content on Twitch, which my Twitch link will be down below. I also create content on TikTok. I do a lot of the stuff that you see here, but there is some stuff that's just exclusive to TikTok, so you can go there as well. And then there's Instagram, which, you know, I post pictures of my face and other things that I do as well, sometimes reels from games and stuff like that. So there's a lot of content on each platform that you can get. And of course, then there's YouTube. Make sure you hit that like button to, you know, give me that thumbs up, tell me I'm doing a good job, or tell me I'm doing a good job at being bad. Make sure you hit the little notification ding dong to know when I create new stuff, and make sure you also subscribe, because I think the biggest gift that you can give a content creator doesn't always need to be this. It can literally be support, and following me in social medias, commenting, liking my stuff is a way of supporting me as a content creator. And I'm trying to be a positive person in the WoW community, because there's some not great examples out there, and I'm trying to change, you know, that a little bit. So if you like what you see, give me support. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. See you in the next video.